Wait. So another thing that's really cool about Chica's story is that my friend told me this word. Shout out to Kate Hall in Theory University, intersectionality.
Yep.
Which is basically the idea that so not only do you have the black experience, you also have the female experience.
Yeah.
Which are both two underrepresented minority groups.
Yeah.
So can you talk a bit more about what it's like at the intersectionality of being a black and being a woman? And some of the, and then also we've talked about your black stuff you do for black advocacy.
Yeah.
But I know you also do a lot of work with women advocacy, reproductive rights.
Yeah.
Talk about that as well.
So being at the intersections in and outside of medicine is challenging. In medicine, it's so difficult because people instinctively and inherently assume that you're not the profession that you're actually in. Okay. So throughout medical school, especially in clerkship, I've had a number of experiences where either it's patients or it's other people in the field who have just, either said, are you the nurse or are you the janitor or blah, blah, blah. Or I would say that,
This happened to you before?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. People that I've told them I am a medical student and they will ask me, oh, is that like a nurse's technician? Are you, going to be a physician's assistant? Or are you, when I tell them, no, I am going to be a doctor in 11 months and whatever days,
That's in 2020.
It shocks. Yeah, exactly. It shocks people. And so, I've had experiences with patients who've literally accused me of lying about being a doctor, so encountering that and encountering the sexism in the field that a lot of women face in medicine.
I have a question about that. I always find it interesting. I always find medicine really interesting because I feel like we live in a very patriarchal society where most of the high paying careers are dominated by men. Banking, finance, tech, et cetera, et cetera. But medicine is one of those professions where I think medicine is actually more women than men. So the fact that you said there's sexism, I find that really interesting.
Well, there's the medical classes that have been coming about in the last decade or so tend to have a more female skew. This is true. But when you look at traditionally medicine
even maybe in the
as
high
a career,
levels and stuff like that.
if you look at all the leadership positions in medicine, they are predominantly male, predominantly white male, okay? And then if you look at just historically, medicine has been a field that's been dominated by men up until the last decade. So all of the doctors that you see in the hospital, all the older generations, they're mostly men, right? And then if you look at all the leadership positions, like I said, they are mostly men. They're mostly white men. And so, even still to this day, certain residencies, irrespective of the past decade of having more women, so there are less female surgeons, for example. Certain areas of medicine are still very highly male dominated, and those tend to often be the more higher paid specialties. So
can you talk a bit more about your work with women's advocacy and women's reproductive rights and stuff like that?
Right. So I'd say that my advocacy is more so just around women's rights per se. So I do a lot of keynotes. I do a lot of talks and seminars talking about specifically my experiences as a Black woman, because I feel that in the normal commonplace narrative of feminism, the feminists of color are often marginalized and the experiences of Black women are often marginalized. So the space that I tend to occupy is to bring forward the narrative of women of color specifically. So my advocacy is not, it really is at the intersections. I try not to divorce the two. I try not to only advocate about race and only advocate about being a woman. One, because I don't have a choice. I'm both.
Yeah.
And so
you can't say, I'm Black today, but maybe woman tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have a chance. I don't have the option of separating the two. So I go to a lot of women's talks. I go to a lot of women's conferences, women's leadership conferences. I gave the keynote at Women's College Hospital for International Women's Day. But at each of those places, I talk about the experiences of Black women in medicine because it's a narrative that is often not discussed, and it's different.
Yeah.
It is different.
Yeah, it is different.
So that's why, that's the feminist in me, and that is the way that I choose to advocate as a woman in the field of women's rights.